my original account, so I did not enter my parents. What it said: invalid penguin name or email address. What? That's just Neopets all over again. So I'm just gonna go ahead and create a new account.
Okay, and I'm live.
Hello, name. I'll just call this one time ago 24/7 password. Oh, come on, Club Penguin. You trying to expose me? Get my new Club Penguin account hacked already? Alright, parents' email.
Well, that's all the parents' email.
What, captures too hard for the children? I don't blame him. And here we go, create your penguin. So how did I get into Club Penguin? Well, one evening when I was about 7 or 8 years old, I was at my cousin's house and she showed me a game she was playing on the computer. It looked like a lot of fun, so I asked what it was and she said, Club Penguin. And then I said, you mean Penguin Club? And then she said, no, it's called Club Penguin. And then I said, no, the adjective has to come before the noun. Trust me, I'm a year older than you. It's definitely Penguin Club. And then she said, but it's called Club Penguin. Then I said, you stupid. Anyway, the day after, I looked up Club Penguin on the laptop, created an account, and the next 3 years of my life, gone. One of the first things I remember doing in Club Penguin was throwing snowballs. I don't know why, but there was something oddly satisfying about it. I would pick someone out and throw snowballs at them until they started throwing snowballs back. But I wouldn't stop there. Nah, I'd keep throwing snowballs at them until they actually got bored and went somewhere else. And then I'd find a new place they're in and throw snowballs at them until they left the map and went to their igloo. And then I'd go to their igloo and throw more snowballs at them until they left the server and joined another one. And then I find the new server they're in and throw even more snowballs at them until they logged off the game completely. And then I'd Google Maps their home address. Club Penguin also had a lot of great places to explore. There was the lighthouse, the hockey rink, the pizza parlor. But my favorite place was definitely the coffee lounge because that's where the
Okay. I'm logging as a Nozomi21. You could be able to get free membership. this. This. Okay. Over a year ago. Say goodbye to our childhood. It's a real penguin. I'm just listening to some foreboding music in the end of the Penguin Island. This is last year. I just need chips. Yeah, this is my first time living membership life. And living the life. because I'm I'm just going to risk it. Um, like when I leave the dojo, so that the game probably crashes or freezes, and then I need to reload the page again. Mom, I'm doing a live stream. I'm doing a live stream. I'm doing a live stream. Just got a call from mom. I was trying to find my shorts. I was doing here for a minute until I got to BRB. Aha, the pizza parlor. Okay, so I'm just going. Try. I'm just. This is just very laggy, so hmm. don't know what to do. I have no puffles. Wait, Pizza Talk 2000. Why can't this work? Okay, I'm just going to just put you. Come on, where's your add it? Give me one further. This is three. And my and put images in gallery and model on. So. BRB! I checked for and I checked the bedroom for my shorts and they're not here. And I'm just wanting to play some card jitsu. Okay, now let's play some card jitsu.
Good. This is going to be a pretty hard video for me. So you guys have probably heard already in the news, a tragic trounced. That's right. You already know. That was something. They are shutting down Disney. Shut down. That before this shuts down in the end of March, we still got another month that we make the most of this. Just if I had to put this into Club Penguin was, I would say, 10% of my childhood. RuneScape being the other night. Club Penguin was cool, but what was Frank's Gamut? Now I couldn't get access to my original account. I did play Club Penguin a couple of months back, but our parents' email was 10 years ago, 12 years ago. I was 2005, grade 5 when it was banging, 12 years ago. 10% of my childhood. Anyway, let's just get this over and done with. It's how simple. Also, it's at this point that I would like to say that my headset is broken and it makes me very sad. That's okay. Now, my original Penguin name was Lawful485. That's the one that I used. That's the username I've had for a long time now. Or maybe what could be the last time. So one of the main reasons that I'm logging on today is because I heard on the grapevine, it's actually Twitter, where I was informed, to celebrate the closing of Club Penguin on PC. That you can apparently tip the iceberg. Now, I think it's only fitting, this is why I'm doing this video today, that we can go on the iceberg, so I think so. Celebrate at the One Alone Party. Welcome to the One Alone Party, everyone. It's a celebration of years of fun on the island. Get questions and fill out your memories page. Thank you for Club Penguin. Trivia topic for the forest. Toughest. Where's the settings in this? I hate this game already. Where's the oh, guys, shouldn't have. Seriously, shouldn't have it. Okay, this is kind of stupid. There's no way. Why is there a volume slider? It's mute music or mute all sounds. I want to mute it all, obviously, but it's so loud. End of an era, you know? Like, first Club Penguin, and hey, they close RuneScape down. Alright, we've got some trivia. Let's see if we can do it all. I know my Club Penguin. Trivia topic for the forest. Pupples get 3 rights to unlock. Go there. This puppel lost concert. Oh, I think it was the black one. I think it was the black one. I think it was the black one. See, I know my pupples. These pupples are hatched from eggs.
Going
I don't know that. I don't know. This is
Wiki.
because a bird can be a diamond. A or B would make sense. I don't know. I didn't even know what a bird puppel is. Pupples live on Mary. I didn't care where the pupples live. Damn it! Screw this. Where's some OG stuff? How about that? Yep. Brisk. Yep. As I talked about in my video on Toontown Online, web MMOs were a part of my childhood that I've kind of forgotten about. They are the part of gaming that got me involved in the multiplayer aspects of this hobby, and they were my first introduction. These games were all great, and I spent a lot of time on them as a kid. Toontown Online, Monkey Quest, Yoville on Facebook, and of course Club Penguin were all a major part of my life at this time. I feel like kids back then couldn't have gone more than a week without theories about one of these games. Well, pretty much as everyone's favorite web MMO. This game, which had over 250 league members, making millions of dollars per year, is no longer around down multiple website that is social networking site for kids. We're going to be covering that in today's video, why Club Penguin died. Now, it was operated by Disney and had tons of Disney events and items in the game. But believed by a guy named Lance Creed created an online chat room called Penguin Chat, which was basically just a chat website with penguin avatars and some cool background scenery. It pretty much looked like the basics of what Club Penguin would become, but it did lack all of the bells and whistles that made it popular. But it did pretty average, and some people did in fact use it. Over time, this chat room would go through a few different versions, and the concept would be refined, eventually adding mini games mixed in with the room.
And
Again, these
also,
chat rooms weren't insanely
I
popular,
have
but they were popular
one
enough to the point where
thing
Creed
to
couldn't
ask
come
about
under
the episode of Captain Underpants to you, Icy.
develop all of the
So,
potential of what this
so
could be, and decided to take it a step further.
what was
Formed a new
what was your reaction about the plot twist in the final episode of season 2, where Erica Wang is going to Illuminati Academy to become president of Earth. And yes, president of Earth is a thing in the future. What I said.
It was E3 2016. Nintendo had just blown away the world with an incredible trailer for their upcoming Zelda game, Breath of the Wild. And, what's more, they had playable demos available at their booth for anyone to try out. But, online, a group of programmers were preparing for the impossible. They were planning to steal the code from the demo from right under Nintendo's noses. How did they plan to do this? And were they successful? Well, this is the story of the great Zelda heist of E3 2016. Hi there, welcome to Thomas Game Docs. So I'm going to skip the intro and get right into this story, because this is really brilliant. But first I need to set the scene. Let's travel way, way back to E3 2011, an event which turned out to be extremely eventful for Nintendo, all thanks to these 7 words.
Welcome to the world of Wii U.
I don't want to steal Reggie's thunder or anything, but I think we all know how that turned out. 2011 for something unheard of. Their newly revealed console would be available to play right then and there. What I'm interested in is this: Zelda at full 1080p, which is impressive by the Wii standards. Now, showing off this demo was a pretty weird decision, I think. Skyward Sword for the Wii was releasing in mere months, but this demo did indeed offer a glimpse of how an HD Zelda game would look. However, series producer Eiji Aonuma made it clear that this probably wasn't what the next Zelda game would end up looking like. In an interview, he stated, "The demo that we showed at E3 was really just more of a rough idea if all we were to do was to take a Zelda game and put it in HD. This is what it might look like. We're much more interested in looking at the power of the Wii U system and how we can take advantage of that power to do things that we haven't been able to do in a Zelda game before." So yeah, this preview was not the next Zelda game, simply a vision for how the series could potentially look when injected with the processing power of the Wii U, which is, not much. Sorry, Wii U, I feel like I'm being ragging on you today. Now, it would be another 2 years before Zelda fans were given any new information on what the Wii U Zelda game would look like, if it even received one. But then, in 2013, producer Aonuma offered some exciting news. A Zelda game was indeed in development for the Wii U, and more than that, it would be, quote, rethinking the conventions of Zelda. However, no footage was shown of the game and no further information was given. But come E3 2014, Aonuma gave Zelda fans what they had been waiting for: a first look at the brand new Zelda game. He explained that with the older titles, like the original Zelda for the NES, Nintendo's developers have been able to create huge open worlds for the player to explore. But when it came to recreating this in 3D, the technology in Zelda game. Oh, and it happened to look incredible. The presentation concluded with a date, 2015. And Aonuma sat down with Nintendo man together in Miyamoto and showed off the upcoming Zelda game, how the horse riding worked, the sunset effects, shooting arrows, and near the end,
Are you sure this will be released next year? Yes. All the staff members are working together doing this.
however, in early 2015, a little while before E3, Nintendo uploaded a video to their YouTube channel announcing that Zelda for the Wii U would be delayed beyond 2015. Moreover, they wouldn't be showing the game off or even discussing it at that year's E3. Bummer. However, the following year, all of that changed. Here's Nintendo's E3 conference.
If you've been a fan of Nintendo over the years, you'll know that the Nintendo experience is different at every E3. And that's why we're coming to you directly from our show booth opposite of Nintendo Treehouse Live. On the other side of the wall behind me, the finishing touches are being made before we open it up to thousands of industry insiders in just a couple of hours. That space will immerse visitors in the world of a single game, the newest entry in the Legend of Zelda franchise. Here's the first look at what awaits.
Zelda Breath of the Wild hub looks pretty magnificent, right? And I'm not the only one that thought that. People the world over were singing its praises based on the trailer alone. But there's more, because, as Reggie announced, Nintendo's E3 booth was filled. Yes, filled with demo stations, where journalists at the conference could try out a demo of Nintendo's upcoming game. And that's where we're at right now. So excited to hear about the new game. Others had a more devious reaction. I need to get my hands on that demo stat. One of these people was a 17-year-old game developer known for breaking into rounds on Nintendo's Breath of the Wild demo. Of course, he couldn't just walk on up to the booth and grab a Wii U. No, there were some obstacles in his way. His first problem was the numerous Nintendo staff. They were swarming all around the area, making it hard for the programmer to partake in any kind of fun business. Not just that, there were literally hundreds of journalists and members of the public waiting to try out Nintendo's new Zelda game. Check out the crazy size of this queue. Oh, that's line for US viewers. Right, so there was no way he could just waltz on up to the booth and start entering code into the Wii U console. Luckily, he had a solution. A little while before the start of the conference, he tweeted asking if any of his followers would be willing to distract some of the Nintendo attendants to make this heist possible. Alright, so now he had his way in. But what happened once he got to the booth? How could he extract the game's data and do it without making his exploits obvious? Well, he had a trick up his sleeve, specifically a Wii U coding tool named TCP Gecko. TCP is the name of the protocol that powers almost the entire internet.
the World Wide Web, email, all of this relies on TCP. And TCP Gecko was a tool that allowed this internet protocol to connect the Wii U console to a PC. This PC could then be used to execute basically any code you want. And one use of this tool is to copy the data from a game right while it's being played. Sure, the Wii U might lag just a little, but you can keep on playing, all while TCP Gecko is copying the files in the background. Now, the way this tool works is that the user needs to access a specific website on the Wii U browser. From there, the console can be tricked into running whatever code you like. And so, this developer set out on day one of E3, ready to try out his tricks. However, he quickly realized something. The Wii U consoles at Nintendo's booth weren't your regular Wii Us. No, these were special development systems. The code that he had prepared would work with any old regular Wii U, but not these special development ones. And so, he and some of his friends gathered and started to rewrite the program, allowing it to work with the type of system Nintendo had at their booth. According to the 17-year-old himself,
having to print stuff last minute was a sort of stress about you, mainly because you never know how long or how much testing one might need to do before it works, and there being a very strict time frame made the situation worse.
Nevertheless, the group managed to get an updated version of the software running, and the next day, the programmer returned to the Breath of the Wild booth. But alas, he was greeted by yet another problem. As I mentioned before, to get TCP Gecko up and running, you need to navigate to a certain website. However, these Wii U's at Nintendo's booth, they weren't connected to the internet at all. Luckily, the 17-year-old had some past experience. He had downloaded some leaked Wii U development tools and played around with them a little. Because of this, when he could modify the system's network settings and connect it to the internet. From there, he simply executed TCP Gecko and started copying over the files. Of course, that was easier said than done. The whole area was still filled with Nintendo employees. Update, emergency stop, relocation moves. I saw Nintendo looking at me from a far distance. Maybe I'm being crazy, but it can't be too safe. Eventually though, using the crowd as a cover, the 17-year-old managed to get TCP Gecko up and running. However, once the process finished, he realized something. The tool had copied across the wrong files. This would need some more programming. And so, he met with quite possibly the most famous Wii U breaker-intoer, NW Player 123. Now, NW Player 123 has a big reputation online, known for revealing Splatoon's DLC ahead of time just by examining the game's files. And so, who else would be a better person to ask for the job, right? With that settled, NW Player got to work modifying TCP Gecko to download the correct files from the demo. Unfortunately, the tool wasn't ready by the end of the day. That meant that there remained just one more day to steal the files from Nintendo's booth before it closed for good. It would be different. And the next morning, he headed on down to the conference and made his way to the Zelda booth. He arrived just 15 minutes after opening, but the booth was full, and Nintendo had closed the line already. Just like that, his plans were dashed. Well, that's an anticlimax, isn't it? Sorry. But it begs the question, would it even be possible to steal a demo from an E3 booth? Well, it turns out that we don't need to answer that question, because while in this particular case, the programmer failed to grab the files, that hasn't always held true in the past. In November of 2011, for example, a prototype version of the Online. Now, this build originated from one of these things called an NPDP card. These were special cartridges used by game developers during the development process to test out their games and demo them at places like E3. Speaking of which, here's the trailer for Metroid Prime 3 that they showed off at E3 2006. I'm afraid it is filmed on potato. looked pretty snazzy, even a little blurry, right? Well, just like they would later do at E3 2016, back in 2006, Nintendo had a demo which journalists could play right then and there. Curiously, the demo ran not on the Wii console like the final game. No, this demo was running on a GameCube console, and one with a massively expanded memory at that. That's right, a normal GameCube system has about 43 megabytes of RAM. This demo needed 120 megabytes. Now, the demo was stored on one of those NPDB cards I mentioned earlier, and it seems that a number of years later, in 2011, someone managed to get their hands on one of these Metroid carrying cartridges as the demo leaked online. But that's still not the only time that something like this has happened. In late 2011, mere weeks before the release of Zelda Skyward Sword to try out. This demo originated from E3 2011, and as such, it came with a few restrictions. Though the game was a whopping 900 megabytes and contained 2 to 3 hours worth of content, the demo was limited to manage to circumvent this restriction and access the entire demo. But neither of these are my favourite example of this happening. Because way back at E3 2004, when I was 2 years old, the most audacious demo theft that I know of took place. It had been 6 years since the release of the first Metal Gear Solid game, a game which was critically acclaimed.
I'm just going to. I could not find my shorts. It's okay. Put these in the fridge. Okay. We're going to eat lunch first. That's my mom in the background. Hi guys! Welcome to no. Oh, that's just my mom making fun of me. Something she always teases me. Welcome to that. I'm not going to you do that. My friends are going to make fun of me. Sorry. Okay, so it's lunch time for me, so I'm just going to stop the stuff.